Hello, good morning. Alan Combies here, FasterEFT practitioner, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Morning Coffee with Alan. These are little videos that I make as a FasterEFT practitioner, really to help anyone who is interested in FasterEFT, whether you're using it currently or you're just experimenting with it, or you want to learn more, even if you're a practitioner and in training. I've been using FasterEFT on myself and other people since late 2008, and I've gained a lot of insights. And of course, I've studied the bejesus out of Robert and his techniques, and I still do. And every time I go back and either do a seminar or study one of his videos or DVDs, I gain new insight and new knowledge. So this is an ongoing process. And I just hope to do my little part by spreading FasterEFT and helping people understand what a gift this technique is for everyone. So today, what I want to talk about is a concept in FasterEFT that we call the flip. And the flip is extremely important. It's one of the fundamental aspects of FasterEFT, and it's used in other modalities, often called re-imprinting, things like that. So I want to talk about what is the flip and why is it so important. The flip is essentially, it's like whether you're talking about religious teachings or the law of attraction or anything else, one of the fundamental principles is as within, so without. And that's really a universal truth, and one of which that FasterEFT is built upon. And so one of the things that we look for when we're using FasterEFT, either on ourselves or on another, and as a practitioner, what I'm looking for is for however the client represents the issue, whatever challenge or problem they're having, I look for the way they represent it in their minds, and then my job is to go in there and work on it until it's flipped. So why is the flip so important? Well, as within, so without. And what you are thinking, whether it's conscious or unconscious, sometimes we have thoughts that are so chronic and so just running so constantly in our head that we don't even realize they're there. They become habitual, and those usually take a little bit more of detective work to uncover. And oftentimes that's when you need to see a practitioner. But so whether they're unconscious or conscious, thoughts, your quality of life is determined in any given moment, by those thoughts that you're thinking. So at any given point, if you stop right now and you think, I'm not feeling so hot, what are you thinking? Or if you're watching this video right now and you're thinking, oh, this is fun, this is cool, or you're thinking about something else completely and you're feeling very good, stop and think, what are you thinking about? So literally, in any given moment, your quality of life is determined by what you're thinking in here, what you're holding inside. Specifically, it's the emotion. So it's not so much up here, it's more in here. It's the mind and body are always working together. It's one system. There really is no separation between mind and body. Physically, yes, but as a unit, as a whole, they work together. So the flip is really going in and making sure that whatever you're holding inside is now represented in a positive way. And there's really, when you're doing work, I think there's two kinds of flips. There's the kind that happen naturally. You'll be doing the work, and all of a sudden the picture in your mind, let's say you have a memory, and you're working and you're tapping and you're tapping it down, and always you want to tap it down from wherever you represent it. Let's say on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being super intense, 0 being nothing at all. Let's say it's an 8 or 9 and it's really bothering you. You tap down until it's a 0, 1, or 2. At that point, you check the memory and you say, well, it's still there, or excuse me, you tap it down and all of a sudden you're like, well, it's changing. The memory is changing. If it's a memory that you have, and you notice the memory is changing, the people are changing, maybe it's fading away, whatever it is, but you notice that you can't represent it the same way anymore. So that is a sort of natural flip, and what you want to do is change it to the point where it feels good. So an example would be, maybe you're being beaten by a parent or something as a child. Let's say you're a 3-year-old child and you're being beaten by your father. You work on that memory, you tap all the emotion out, and all of a sudden the client says, wow, I actually had some really good memories with my father. I remember when we went to the amusement park, and he was holding my hand as we were walking to the next ride, and we were having so much fun on the rides. And you make sure, you say, well, can you go back? You remember the time he beat you? Well, I just keep thinking of the time at the amusement park. Right? So that would be a natural flip. And of course, as a practitioner, or if you're working on yourself, you want to make sure and always check back that they don't have any other way of representing that negative memory. So once the memory is flipped, you're now holding on to something that's positive. And your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, will always rather have the positive. Sometimes it just gets trapped into holding on to the negative because it thinks that that's going to keep you safe somehow. And so once you release that with the tapping, you release it, you let go, and you do that flip, you'll now be able to represent it in a positive way, which will free you up. If you're going to hold on to anything, why hold on to anything bad, right? So that's the whole idea with the flip. The other way you can flip is sort of consciously do it, and there's several FasterEFT techniques to doing the flip. Just as an example, there's the expressions technique, and that's helpful if you're working with a representation of a person in your mind, and you can actually see them in your mind. And so, as a practitioner, you might say, or if you're working on yourself, say, okay, look at the expression on their face. What's the expression on their face? And if it's, let's say, it's a scowl and they're yelling at you, and you can just see the look in their eyes, you would tap on that expression. Notice the expression, tap, release, let go. And you tap until the expression changes. Ideally, you want to get a smile, right? And so that's an example of a specific technique for flipping. Another helpful one is you could actually send the good feeling over to that old memory. As an example, you have a memory and you work on it and you tap it down to 0, 1, or 2, but you can still see the memory. There's very little charge, if any, but you can still see the memory. In that case, what you can do is actually move that memory over to the side and then go to a very good feeling place. Go to a place that feels peaceful and loving, a happy memory, something that feels very good, and just fully associate with that memory. Feel it in every cell of your body. You may even notice a warm glowing around your solar plexus, around your heart. And in your mind, just send that feeling over to that old memory. Just flood that old memory with that feeling. And so you can imagine doing this or guide your client to do this. And that is a wonderful way to flip an old memory. Now there's several other ways to do this, but just so you get an idea of what the flip is. and also how important it is. So again, I hope this helps you. The flip is just so important, and it really is a fundamental piece of FasterEFT. I think a lot of techniques will help you get rid of the emotion, but if you're not actually going in and making sure that you do the flip, you're almost leaving the work undone, And it's so important to hold on to the good feeling thoughts, to have access to the good feeling thoughts, because those are what propel us forward. Those are what give us the courage, the zest for life, the joy, happiness, abundance. All of these things are really determined upon the quality of your thoughts and what you represent in your mind and your body. So anyway, I hope that helps. The flip, go do it. Go tap, go flip, and your world will change. And of course, as always, if you run into some difficult times, go see a practitioner. There's so many good practitioners out there. Find someone that you resonate with. There should be a link somewhere around here where you can go and visit Robert's site and see a listing of practitioners. I hope you're doing well. It's a nice day here. I'm going to finish my coffee and then get going to start my day. So I just want to say thanks for watching, as always. And this is Alan Combies, FasterEFT practitioner, wishing you the best. Peace, love, happiness, and everything else. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.